chosen.
Alright, Truth Seekers, I'm going to go ahead and do a live reaction to this negative Donald Trump thread by Donnie Darkened. I've not read through this thread before. I come up with any key insights, I'll share them with you as we go through this. Let's begin. The rise, the wound, and the return of Donald Trump, a case for biblical Antichrist. Thread. 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days after Trump's birth, he would be inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States. 7 months after this inauguration, the Great American Eclipse would occur on August 21st, 2017, and would divide the U.S. in half in a 7-year period. The 2017 eclipse also passes through 7 cities named Salem. The 2024 eclipse passes through 7 cities named Salem as well. Jerusalem was also called Salem in Genesis and Psalms. There are many other mysteries and connections with the eclipse. Okay, I'm just looking at these map comparisons here, and I'm going no cap. However, these Salems do not form a completely straight line. On the 14th of June, 1946, during a blood moon, Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York. Infamous occultist Aleister Crowley sent a letter to fellow Thelanist John McMurtry that member Jack Parsons, L. Ron Hubbard, and others were producing a moon child. See a resemblance to Donnie there in L. Ron Hubbard's face? A term that can't be said on YouTube: Space Force, coronavirus, the storm, warp speed, the rise of alien UFOs, the black cube. Donald means world ruler in Scottish Gaelic, and Trump means the usurper ace. The Moonchild is a secular Masonic chosen one, that is the biblical Antichrist. In the years since, Masonic Hollywood has released scores of iconic films featuring arcane, esoteric references to Donald Trump himself and weaving him into the lore of other related events of deep occult importance. I've posted hundreds of examples on this account. There is a fascinating connection with Donald Trump to the number 88, 77-7, 888, 9/11, to name a few. 700 days after Trump's birth, the modern state of Israel would be promptly founded on 5/14/1948. The Great American Solar Eclipse entered over the 33rd state and exited over 33rd parallel. Trump looked up and watched it from the White House without any eclipse shades. On the second anniversary of the Great American Eclipse, 8/21/2019, Donald Trump made this following proclamation: I am the chosen one, and went on the same day to tweet that he likened himself to the second coming of God and the King of Israel, which are all extreme blasphemies. On 10/15/2017, Donald Trump made a cryptic remark saying that at the time presented the calm before the storm, he is always provocatively hinting to his followers a return to power. On 4/29/21, Donald Trump proclaimed himself as the father of the vaccine. Under Trump's tenure as president, Operation Warp Speed was procured to usher in the CVs to the world, and on 5/15/20, Trump likened his development project to the Second Manhattan Project. The logo for Trump's Operation Warp Speed features a CV molecule representing the Corona Gate and Saturn's cube representing Donald's desire to lead humanity through warp speed into the combat against God in heaven by issuing the mark of the beast and kickstarting the NWO in preparation for the invasion of Jesus Christ and his army in the second coming, who they will say is likely an alien threat. The Abraham Accord coin, which is the Antichrist peace plan with Israel, notice the Saturn in the connection to the cube is at the tip of the sword. The false peace dove is heading to God as a signal that the endgame war of the Great Tribulation is ready to commence. And so you can appreciate Saturn and the dove there. This is that creepy Denver mural painting. Donald Trump is infamous for throwing his signature 666 hand gesture and has done it countless times. The other gestures done often by Trump are the index finger pointing up to heaven and the Thelemic fire gesture. The Elite 2019 Via Reggio parade in Italy featured a massive living image of Donald Trump that is featured a rotating body, shifting eyes, and a moving clawed hand. The Trump statue held a flaming sword that read Dazi Vostri, meaning your duties. We'll just go ahead and emphasize there. You can see the eye there in the Vatican. Think about the cost it took to produce this. What does this mean? The hilt of the sword featured the all-seeing eye in the triangle, an infamous Masonic symbol of Yahweh, with a Saturnian 8-pointed star. Lower down is a crescent moon. Both depictions make the star and crescent an iconic divinity symbol. Notice Trump in the top left corner throwing a devil horn 666 in fire gestures. The 9/11/2001 days were a great Masonic harbinger of the day of the storm and the end of the world. Donald Trump is closely woven into this mystery, with many iconic films making key homages to Donald Trump, who is the Antichrist. Trump equals 88. Code 88 is found in the relation to the TTs, which represent the Masonic twin pillars standing for the sun and the moon, and alemas. Both combined make the eclipse, that is the open gate of God, The Saturn's cube is directly tied with this. The Saturn's cube is directly tied with this as it represents the source of God in high heaven throughout the gate. The Manhattan Trump Tower entrance and the Kaaba Mecca both represent Saturnian black cube with gold, so you can appreciate that squared design there. Trump at the ground zero site. My building is now the tallest. Trump's vain Twin Towers 2 plan, and Trump on the news radio during the A's saying that he watched the A's from his tower. Yet you don't care what he did with the real Biden. Pathetic. I'm old enough to remember when Joe Biden was Joe Biden. My friend, you're describing the Hollywood version of the Antichrist. The world will worship him by receiving his mark or by the obedience to his system. And so looking through this, I think this Italian Trump statue connection is something to pay attention to. It kind of gives us the Giotist God Emperor of the United States. It's often hard to nail down a true meaning of symbolism when someone isn't outright proclaiming what side they stand on. So it's just something you take note of. Now, if he covers one eye, I think that may provide some more definitive information that he's taking direction from someone else at least. Crossing solar eclipses is very interesting, as is the fact that for our recent midterm elections, the blood moon eclipse occurred on the day of the election. I think if we head into a true tribulation, totalitarian control grid, we have to look back on these events as possibly prophetic. What do you guys think on this? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.